Hello to the people. Hi guys. This is terrible. We moved. Take 2 in a new location. This is gonna happen the whole time. If you just ignore him, he'll go away. So it has been a long time, and by a long time I mean the last update I gave you was up to 4 weeks pregnant, and I'm now 11 weeks pregnant tomorrow. So I'm very sorry. There is an explanation, and it's kind of long, but yeah, we'll just jump into it. So I told you guys in week 4 up to my symptoms. Okay, so week 5 and 6, I started to feel a lot of queasiness, which I didn't identify as nausea until our very first ultrasound, which we had at 6 weeks. Up until that point, I would say the biggest symptoms were fatigue, nausea, and sore boobs.
Smell.
Oh, sense of smell, which I told you guys about. That's still going strong even at 11 weeks.
Just shoot to the side a little bit so they can see. Oh, he's staring at me. He's just like...
He's gonna bark if you look at him. And then we went in for our 6-week ultrasound, which I'll let Christina show you.
It looks like a little letter P.
So what you're seeing there is actually a yolk sac, and that little P part is the pole of the baby. I don't know what they call it exactly. The fetal pole.
Whoa, whoa.
We could see a... Oh my gosh.
He wanted to say hello to you.
We could see a heartbeat at 6 weeks, which was super exciting. If I remember right, it was in the 120s, I think.
I don't remember.
But I believe the heart rate was in the 120s, which is good for that rate. At that appointment, we talked to my doctor, and I explained that I was having a little bit of queasiness, but it wasn't anything crazy. And at that point, she said there were medicines that she could give me that were safe, but I was like, I'm just going to try and deal with it a little bit longer. So we went home. Weeks 7 through 8, the nausea was awful. I was eating solely crackers, graham crackers, like plain cereals like Rice Chex, and literally like sucking on what are they called? Jolly Ranchers? Sucking on Jolly Ranchers, drinking ginger tea. Like, I was trying everything, but it was so bad. Like, I had started to lose not a lot of weight, but I had lost a pound or 2, and it was just so bad. So because we went to a fertility clinic, we have more appointments than people do. Normally you don't get an ultrasound until you're like 9 or 10 weeks, sometimes even later. But we also had an 8-week. So when we went to the 8-week ultrasound, I'll show you.
This is my excitement of the video. Pictures. This is little Bean.
There you go. There it is.
There's 2 little feet pods right there. Boop, boop. That's the other one. Little feet pods. And that one. They just look like a lot of nothing, but it's a baby.
Yeah.
And I still think it's a girl.
Just one little baby.
I'm calling it's a girl.
They're not twins, which we were worried about. I was extremely worried about it. So just one baby. And at that appointment, the heart rate was 183. So it had gone up, and that's good as well. To me, that seems pretty high, so that is a sign of a girl, but I don't really know if I believe in superstition. At the 8-week appointment, I was so miserable that Christina ratted on me to our doctor.
And the doctor said in the first time that she offered the medicine she turned down, that she said don't try to struggle through it. She was like, it's okay to have the medicine on hand for cases like Linda's here.
I guess because I felt like since I wasn't throwing up, I thought I was being dramatic, but it was at the point where I didn't have an appetite. I didn't want to eat, but eating was the only thing that made me feel alive, as in not like I was going to die of nausea. So it was bad, but yeah. So Christina told her they gave me Unisum and B6, which if you don't know, Unisum is actually a sleeping aid. Unisum is a sleeping aid that when paired with the vitamin B6 reduces nausea in pregnant women. And it has been a miracle worker. Like, I have been able to eat everything completely normal other than a few things that don't sound good. But my appetite is back. This is all over the counter, by the way, so you can get this at the drugstore.
Technical difficulties.
The only thing is that I'm extremely drowsy, so that has been the only side effect, which I would much rather be drowsy. Ollie!
Well, you can talk for me if you'd like. Go ahead. Tell them we're pregnant. Go ahead, tell them. Come on. Come on. Trapped into the dungeon. Okay. This is a distracting video. This is a catch-up video because she's been slacking, aka she's been pregnant. So
yeah, slacking because I literally for like 3 weeks came home and napped for, not exaggerating, 2 hours a night, and then I would get up, eat something. I wasn't cooking, I was just eating whatever I could scavenge for, and then literally going to bed at 9:30. Like, I have just been a zombie, and that actually is pretty much the reason I haven't been filming. I haven't felt myself, and I haven't been as I haven't been as excited as I thought I would be, and I think that my expectations for what I would feel when I was pregnant were a lot higher than what I've actually felt. And so Christina has been the excited one. She's been really excited at all the appointments and very joyful, and I just have kind of felt like, yeah, it's been really hard. It's been hard for us. Like, it's been a different dynamic. It's definitely been a challenge, and
we had to go to one of our marriage counseling sessions to kind of talk us through. We've been such planners about everything, as far as, like, you know, the sperm donor and when we're gonna try, and this method and that method, and we've been saving money since we met for, you know, specifically having kids. And then we had all these plans that she's gonna get out of the military and do this, and I'll do the work and blah blah. Kind of, we have all these ideas, and we were ready, and we knew when we were gonna be ready, or the year and all that stuff, but we never really talked about the pregnancy of the 9 months and the expectations of what that's gonna be like. We just thought we would be happy we were pregnant. 9 months later, we'd have a baby.
Yeah.
Not how it works. So.
It's been really hard. Like, Christina's had to pick up a lot of the house slack. Like, I'm kind of the cooker. I'm more of, like, the
housewife?
Domestic housewife, I guess you could say. Like, I cook the meals, I clean the house. Mostly Christina helps. But it hasn't been that way the last few months, and it's been a challenge. It's been hard on our relationship. It's been hard on me. Like, I didn't know how to talk about it, and I felt guilty that I wasn't excited to be pregnant when I don't know. I've struggled with depression earlier in my life. I know what it is, and I think a lot of the signs are similar, but I didn't know how to talk about it, and I didn't feel like I was allowed to talk about it.
She felt really guilty that we were finally pregnant. A lot of people struggle. We struggled for, you know, most of the year, but we were lucky to get, you know, pregnant within a year's time. And she's wanted this her whole life, but the expectation of what she thought is supposed to be, like what other YouTubers and different videos and stuff, like, people show joy and all this happiness and basically sunshines and rainbows, and that's not exactly how every pregnancy is, or what you feel with the nausea and all these things, and not everyone talks about that. What expectations she thought she was gonna have, that's really made it hard for her in this time that I've seen her sad, because I'm so happy, and I'm like, she's got the one thing she's wanted since she was like 14, but she's not expressing the joy I thought she was gonna have, because she wasn't feeling that, and she felt guilty not telling me because of feeling bad that she wasn't happy, I guess. And it was just from a lot of symptoms and just expecting to just be radiating that glow that everyone talks about. Nausea is not exactly a glow, so it's something though.
It's just been hard, and it's until we went to counseling, like, I didn't know how to talk about it, and I didn't want to talk about it. It's been a challenge. It's been a really big challenge. I've struggled a lot with my own reality of how things have been, and I think the biggest reason I didn't want to talk about it is, like Christina said, like, when you're in this fertility community, whether it's infertility or same-sex couples trying to conceive, like, you put so much time and effort and money into conceiving that it seems to me, like, from everyone I see, like, once they finally do, they're just so relieved to be pregnant and so full of joy that they don't have to do that anymore. And while I'm glad that we aren't having to, like, try and stuff, it's just not been what I was hoping for, and that was harder to cope with than I expected. And it's your feet. I haven't been filling out my pregnancy journals. I haven't really shopped for anything. Like, it's just basically just trying to get through the day by day as best we can, and it's definitely gotten better. Would you say, like, I think the last week has been a lot better for me, at least, especially with the nausea medication. Like, I feel a lot more myself.
Definitely since she got on she was already taking naps and stuff before she got on the Unisum and B6, and she was trying what she could, but she, like she said before, like, she wasn't really cooking, she was laying around a lot, she was sleeping, she just didn't really seem very motivated or happy, and just was kind of like a blob, a pregnant blob walking around. But since she's been on the Unisum, she's still super sleepy, but she, like, it's like she has energy from being able to eat normal foods again, so she has that energy from that, but you can tell there's like a grogginess to her, I guess, at the same time, which I don't know if any of y'all have ever taken Unisum. Side note, if y'all have ever taken Unisum for sleeping, I've never heard of it as a sleeping aid. I've always been referenced as melatonin or ZQL. This stuff's no joke. This stuff, yeah, I don't know how you sleep it off ever, because I took it one night at 25 milligram, and I was pretty much drowsy and zombie-like until 4:30 the next day. And I take a lot of muscle relaxers and stuff for my back pain, and it ain't nothing like that.
Yeah, and I'm taking it in the morning and at night, so it seems weird to, like, people don't, if you haven't heard of it, like, it is weird to take sleeping medicine, but for some reason it really works with the B6, and it's like a miracle worker. But I'd rather be drowsy than sick, and it is different than, like, pregnancy fatigue, because the fatigue I couldn't work through, like, I just had to lay down. This, like, it's like a grogginess, but I can at least function through it, so I've been able to cook us meals and clean up for when my family was in town, and definitely the last week or two have improved a lot because of that, so I'm glad that you talked to the doctor for us, so thanks.
You're welcome. I'll always rat you out when it comes to that. I gotta live with you. She don't.
I wanted to do updates every 2 weeks, but honestly, nothing has changed. It's been the same symptoms. I have no stomach, I'm just bloating. Like, you haven't missed anything other than me being sad. So
you've missed some difficulties in the Fiesel household for sure. We had our marriage counseling, we've had individual counseling to talk through. I've had a lot of stresses in my personal stuff with work and just a lot of stuff going on, and then her being the way she was, we couldn't really talk to each other or talk it out like we normally do. So I
literally have felt so alone these last few weeks, because everyone on social media and everyone I've watched on YouTube is so excited, which maybe I'm not watching enough people to know, but it's not how I've been, and so it's okay. Like, it's not wrong to feel this way, and it doesn't mean that I'm not excited for us to have a child, and I definitely don't regret anything we've been through. It's just where we are right now, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's also not wrong to talk about, because the whole point of me making these videos is for you guys to know you're not alone. And so once you get to this point in the TTC, it's okay. Like, it's okay if you feel crappy and if you don't feel yourself and if you aren't excited. Like, there's time for that. And like, everyone I've talked to, like, you connect with your baby when it's in your arms. So if this is what we have to go through, it's worth it in the end. But I'm not gonna lie about it and tell you it's been all rainbows and sunshine.
I will say I don't have any expectations, because one, I'm not pregnant, and I've tried to understand her and the way she feels, and I can just say that I've recognized her signs and symptoms of sadness, slightly depression because of it, and not understanding why she feels the way she does when she expected it to be something else. I've tried to understand, but because it's hard for both of us, because we're both, like, experiencing different things in this relationship and the pregnancy all together, it's hard for us to always be each other's rock and communicating partner in this. Like, we're very open with each other, and we always tell each other how we feel, but in this time we've kind of needed people for empathy and sympathy, and we haven't been able to give that to each other, because we're both kind of confused of, like, you know, what we're feeling. Like, we're both very happy, but I'm kind of conflicted with how she's feeling and confused about it, because I don't feel what she is or understand why she's feeling, you know, not the things that we both expected she would be, like this joyous person, glowing, nausea, not glowing, and stuff. So it's been a difficult time. So if anyone portrays on movies or Hallmark movies or whatever it is that pregnancy is all perfect or marriage is all perfect, we'll be real vulnerable with you on this and be real with you that there's a lot of tough times. We have no shame in saying that we go to marriage counseling.
None at all.
Most of the time we go when we've gotten to a really bad place, and normally we should go, like, more on a regular basis to keep up, but we get caught up in our daily lives, and then things start to go south with us, and we start arguing and fighting over unnecessary things until we both are like, we need to go to a counseling session. And she kind of brings us back down to earth and sees what the actual root of the problem is, and we work it out from there. But
the good thing about counseling is, like, yes, we go, like, when we're struggling, but it seems like when we go to her, it's just as hard as I'm trying to communicate to Christina and as much as she's trying to say something to me, it's like the counselor just makes it clear, and it's almost always like a communication issue. Like, we obviously are better than we have been, like in the past. We've grown and learned, but there's still like the need for check-ins because you grow as a person and you change, your needs change, and we're huge advocates for marriage counseling. Like, I'm not embarrassed to say we go. I have no shame in it, and I highly recommend that every couple go to it, whether you don't fight, whether you're happy, whether you're in a dark place in your marriage. Like, just go. Like, there's nothing more worthy of investing in than your relationship. So definitely go. But we should move on to a lighter topic. Okay, so we went in this week for our 10-week ultrasound. Baby is the size of a fortune cookie.
Can I show?
Yeah.
Picture time.
At this appointment, we had our genetic blood tests, so non-invasive tests. We'll get the results in a couple weeks.
Time out, let me talk. So the other 2 ultrasounds that you got were the vaginal. Vaginal probe one, all right, and that's how you saw the baby with that. This one was the actual one where they put the gel on the belly, low belly.
We were surprised because our our fertility doctor told us we probably wouldn't get a tummy one until like 16 weeks.
So anyways, this is the heartbeat, and that's the baby. I'm sure you can totally tell what we're doing right now. There's the baby.
They're all really blurry except for the last.
Yeah, these didn't come out very good with the non-vaginal
dinosaur ultrasound
machine. So that probably wasn't good picture time. But the baby is the size of fortune cookie. She said that already.
Yeah. So today that I'm filming this, I am 10 weeks and 6 days. Tomorrow I will be 11 weeks, and then baby is the size of...
Baby's due May 8th, if we haven't told y'all.
Yeah, the due date's May 8th, and
it's a girl.
Everyone is telling me, except for our friend Emily, that it's a girl. Our friend Emily thinks it's a boy. Everyone else thinks it's a girl. I have no idea. Literally no motherly instincts, not even a clue, so...
It's a girl.
She's been convinced it's a girl since, like, we conceived, basically.
No, as soon as I knew we were pregnant and then the test said yes, I was like, it's a girl.
Oh, it's a plum this week. Week 11. It's the size of a plum.
It's not a girl or a boy, it's a plum.
Yep. I'm still gonna post updates. I'm not gonna tell you for sure every 2 weeks spot on. I will be posting as much as I can, so please know that I am trying. Please be patient with me. I'm very sorry that it's been such a long distance.
If y'all have any questions that come up in the waiting time for the next video from whatever is the most current, just post y'all's requests or questions in the comments and we'll address them on the next video, because I know some asked about how we met, when we knew it was right to try to conceive, and what was the other one?
And the other one, that's the next video that's going to be going up, is how we knew when we were ovulating. And so I'm going to go over that in my next video, and we'll be making a separate video about how we met and just talking about that, because that's a long fun story. So
I can talk for days on how I had to pull this one into my arms.
She's a talker.
Yeah,
but
that'll be my video to talk, because she always tries to cut me out.
Yeah.
Y'all get a snippet of what I say in these videos. She's always like, cut, 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 out.
But we're here. Baby's well, doing very, very well, healthy, no issues, no concerns, no spotting, no nothing.
They did say, which was great, exciting news, that they did say at this last appointment that miscarriage goes down to about like 2%, and that we've made it to this point. So that was a really big milestone for our pregnancy. And another symptom that she may or may not have said that I feel like y'all should know is her forgetfulness. Because I asked her to not make plans for this 3-day weekend that I was going to be off. And I'm babysitting some of our twins that was sick. And they're like, oh yeah, you're coming over Saturday, right? I'm like, huh? I was like, what are you talking about? Anyways, there was plans for us to babysit all night and didn't know about it. She totally forgot. I didn't put it in the calendar, nothing. I'm like, let me talk to Linda real quick.
I've forgotten so much. Like, I've forgotten appointments and like important things.
The best. This is how bad her memory is. Every night she gets in the bed, she gets all ready, showers, brush her teeth, whatever she's gonna do. If she showers, she'll probably cut that out.
Showering is a rare occurrence these days, you guys.
And so she'll get in the bed every night, lay down, and she's about to turn the light off or read, because we've been reading these books.
So cozy in my blankets, like.
And then she's like, I forgot my pills. the B6 and Unisum and whatever, prenatal and folic acid, all these pills that she takes, morning and night.
Yeah.
Every night she gets in the bed all cozy and she's like, I forgot my pills. It's like a reoccurring Groundhog Day. And I'm just like, I just laying there. I'm like,
last night I walked up to the bed and I was shutting the curtains of our windows and I was like, okay, I'm gonna brush my teeth and get in the bed, and I was like, wait. And so this was all internal that I did this. I was like, wait. And I was like, we're not getting in the bed. So I walked towards the door. As I'm walking towards the door to get my medicine, I hear Christina yell, don't you get in that bed. Come take your medicine. And it was just, it was probably not funny to you guys, but it was funny to us because it's every night without a, what is it? Every night without fail. Yeah. I can't remember words. I can't remember anything. Like, I literally am just an idiot at these point. Like, it's so bad. I thought it was later in pregnancy. I didn't think it was this soon.
As y'all are all thinking right now, wanting to post in the comments, like, oh, why don't you leave the pills by the bed so you don't forget? Because then she'd forget them in the morning. She'd have them up there for nighttime, and then she'd be like, oh, I'll take them before, and then she'll get distracted, walk out the room, and then she'll leave them upstairs.
Yeah.
There's no winning with her.
Well, how did I forget that? That's like the biggest symptom right now.
Because you're forgetful. That's why you forgot it. What the heck? You answered your own question.
Oh my god. You're right. Okay, before this is literally 30 minutes long because the other video is 20 minutes. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next update, okay? Bye.
Bye.